The fear of heights is something that I've struggled with for a long time. Years ago, if I climbed an extension ladder and got more than 6 feet off the ground, my knees would actually shake because I was just so nervous, so scared. And when it came to Christmas time, I had to climb the extension ladder and hang Christmas lights. It got to be pretty uncomfortable. Also, I love to hike and go out in the mountains, and you're following this winding trail, and suddenly it leads to the edge of a cliff, and you're looking down into a canyon. And this fear of heights I was constantly being reminded of. And it's kind of like, what am I going to do with this? I need to confront this fear. I need to conquer this fear. I need to get rid of this fear. And so at 40 years of age, which I think was just, last week, obviously just kidding. 40 years of age, I decided that I was going to go skydiving and jump out of a plane at 10,000 feet. I thought, that's the solution. That's the solution, to confront that fear of heights. So, showed up at the airport, got into all the gear, went up in a small plane, and here I am, thinking about, geez, can I really do this? The door opens, it's really loud, and it's like, okay, here we go. And so I jumped 10,000 feet up in the air. I jumped out of the plane and literally embraced my fear of heights. It was a feeling that I'll probably never forget in my entire life. I didn't have a feeling at all that I was falling. Matter of fact, I had this feeling more so that I was actually just floating. The landing was incredibly gentle, and I think there probably was a smile across my face as wide as the Grand Canyon. I conquered my fear of heights. So here's my question for you. How many of you think that since I did this, that I no longer have a fear of heights? Just, show some courage here. I showed some courage. You guys show some courage. How many of you, raise your hands, how many of you think I no longer have a fear of heights? Raise your hands. Okay. Well, for those of you who raised your hands, the answer is yes, I still have a fear of heights. And you kind of go, well, what's the point? What was the point? Did you really conquer your fear of heights? And the answer is yes, I did conquer it, because fear is no longer my person who beats me up. Fear no longer controls me. I am no longer a victim of fear. I am now the victor. You see, we have this idea that the absence of fear is what we really want. I don't think that's true at all. We need to have fear in our life, but fear should be our friend, not our foe. If fear keeps us from becoming the people that we're meant to be, then fear has become our foe. But we really need to make fear our friend, not our foe. And whenever we do that, we can find that we can become a victor. We can become the person that we're meant to be. Think about a friend for a second. What does a friend do? A friend kind of tells us when there's danger lurking ahead. And in a sense, that's what fear can do as our friend, is to, hey, look out, be careful when you climb that ladder. Be careful when you're on the edge of the cliff. Be careful when you're jumping out of the plane. Fear is healthy as long as we see it as our friend and not our foe.